Self-harm is not something I condone, but if you're looking for something to fuel a familiar edge, then welcome to the world of Battlegrounds games. I know, my first actual videos on Roblox games, get a life and all that, I know, yada yada. Battlegrounds games take a simple concept of a fighting game with 4 moves and fill it with an intense delirium that would make God's most devout man consider taking up drinking and driving. I hate Battlegrounds! I hate them! I do not like these games, I hate these games, I want them all to burn, but besides the fact that I keep coming back to them. For some reason, these games fill an innate carnal void within you. The feeling these games gives you satisfies you like no other. Your main objective with these games isn't to win against your opponent, it's to absolutely destroy them, and then taunt your victory in the in-game chat, making sure that I never want to pick up another video game again. Racial slurs are optional, of course. What? I hate to no way, that's really funny. Today we're going to take a look at 5 different Battlegrounds games that I personally have spent too much time in and probably should be doing better things with my life. But here we are. Firstly, we have the Strongest Battlegrounds. Where would we start except for the game that started it all? This was the first Battlegrounds game and is often regarded as the best. It certainly has the, player base for it. But can it back that title up? The answer may surprise you. The answer is no. No, it can't. Wait, don't burn me to the ground, please, let me explain. Can it be fun at times? Yes. Did it pioneer an industry of games on Roblox? Yes. Is it a good game? Yes. But in my opinion, there are a vast amount of issues with the game that make it borderline impossible to have fun in, resulting in me regressing into a permanent state of what could be described as molding. Hey, Dame, I'm forward dashing. I like the forward dash. It's a useful tool in this game. In my personal opinion, there's better Battlegrounds games out there. Firstly though, let's move on to the pros. This game, like I said, pioneered the Battlegrounds concept. It was the first and it paved the way for many creators to come. They come back to be very intricate and fun. The characters and the animations definitely have a lot of work put into them. I've seen some people pull up insane crazy combos with this game, and it makes you wonder what the skill ceiling of this game truly is. How far can people go with the tools they were given? Do these people ever go outside? Have they ever seen a shower? Does their mom love them? These are important questions we must ask. I'm only kidding, of course. I gotta commend the people who really put in the effort to learn this game and learn how to fully mold it into their own playstyle. It's quite frankly fascinating to see. I have to give credit to the creators of this game. They definitely laid out a truly unbreakable formula for a game. Other games try to add or subtract from this concept, but in my opinion, nothing beats the original 4 base moves, the M1s, the uppercuts, and down slams, the dashes, and the awakenings. This system both rewards players for playing well and learning the combos while also punishing those who don't use them correctly. Use all 4 moves in a correct combo and you can fully erase 100% of an opponent's health more than your father got erased from your life after you left for milk and cigarettes. However, misuse your tools and you're left more defenseless than a Minecraft YouTuber when a miner crosses their path, as you're left without any tools and all your moves are on cooldown. The Awakening themselves are also a great addition. They allow you to turn the tide in a battle where all the odds are stacked against you and all your resources are empty. Popping an Awakening feels exactly like a power-up, and it makes you feel unstoppable. The animation in these Awakenings are also typically the pinnacle of animations in these games. They show off the true ability of what the creators of these games can make. A lot of the animations are very flashy and great to look at. I do want to add that someone popping an Awakening does stack the odds against you in a fight, but it doesn't render the fight over. You can still use your Awakening if you have it, or, though it is difficult, evade the attacks that are coming your way. Experienced players know how these Awakenings work and can punish less experienced players even if they're in these Awakenings. So it's not a complete stomp on one end after an Awakening is popped. Keep going after me. I didn't do nothing. Why does it keep going after me? The movement system in this game is also very fluid. Dashing around a person to hit towards their back and realizing that you beat their defense, it feels great. It's also where 90% of the skill of these games comes from. A person with really good combos is most likely always going to lose to someone who's a master at the movement in this game. Lastly, most of the characters in this game are also pretty balanced. There's some outliers where some characters are stronger than others, but all the characters are mostly on the same level. Each and every character feels strong and no one character feels useless. They each have their own tools, allowing for different utility and playstyle, but ultimately they're all around the same level of strength.
Dang, bro, sipping up when you're done. Golly.
My bad, kinda glazed a bit too much there. On to the cons then. This game, when it works great. That's the problem though. Around 75% of the time, it just doesn't. I find a lot of times when going to execute a combo that worked previously, it just doesn't work. There's been many times where I've directly hit a person's back, or I've directly punched a person who wasn't blocking, and these attacks just don't register. Or I go to down slam, and instead it treats it as a regular 4th M1, or just doesn't register at all. Now this might more so be a fault of the Roblox engine itself, but I feel like the devs themselves could work towards a potential fix towards these issues. That also doesn't mean that these issues are not frustrating to deal with. The community for this game is also really bad. Like, genuinely really bad. I get toxicity is a part of all games, but they take it to a completely new level in this game, and will not hesitate to harass you after you beat them or they beat you. I cannot count on my hands how many times I've been in this game alone. A lot of players of this game flip out and cry over being teamed on when there's literally a duel mode right there. I do want to add that yes, while I do enjoy the Awakenings, there needs to be more ways to punish them. Awakenings are meant to be a way to flip the tides in a fight in your favor. Instead, you find too many times where you're fighting someone, they ult, and you can do nothing about it. I would like to see more tools given to you to challenge ultimates. I want there to be more ways to rebalance the scales instead of fighting a guy, he ults, kills you, and then goes, easy, easy, easy. I find that very lame and results in a large amount of frustration with this game besides the issues I mentioned earlier. Now, this game laid the groundwork for the Battlegrounds genre, but that's really just as much what it is. The groundwork. Outside of mindless fighting, there's really nothing else to do, and it makes the game get super old after a while. This is evident with players just off in the distance doing emo parties with each other just to find things to do. I think adding more effort to potential game modes or other things to do, like bosses, rather than just working on individual characters until the end of time, would do the game a lot of good. The game has a groundwork for a really good combat system. I'm waiting for the day when it moves from a combat stress test to an actual full-on game. Not to mention, the bar of entry for this game is very high. Anyone who is picking it up for the first time is likely to get murdered by experienced players and turned away from the game because they can't figure it out or someone isn't willing to teach them how to play. I get it's like that with most fighting games, but it feels especially apparent here because of the huge lack of a tutorial. You're kinda just tossed in and told to figure it out, and I find that's a very daunting task to give to new players to the genre. If you're looking to play these games to have fun with them, then it's best to play with a friend or someone else. I find that playing alone just results in a miserable experience that's just going to bring down your night and make you upset, or make you so bored that you'll just want to play something else. Jump shut up. Sorry, had a cough there. On to our next game, Jump Showdown. So I want to preface that Jimpy is a spiteful god and won't let me out of his prison. Please free me, Lord Jimp. I want to see the world. Anyways, I do want to preface that I am a bit biased about this game because I work at it myself. I am the head of staff at Jump Showdown and personally oversee all the staff operations for this game, and have even given my hand a bit into development for this game and its overarching narrative that is in the works. Now, where is Jump Showdown different from the Strongest Battlegrounds? Well, unlike TSB, Jump Showdown has a lot more features involved, such as... And... I'm only kidding, of course. I do genuinely love this game. From the amazing community behind the game, the wonderful team, the overall quality boost, and even just the potential behind a project such as this. I'm not sure if this is true for other Battlegrounds games. This is the only one I've worked for, but Jump Showdown has a lot of talented people working on it and a lot of potential behind it as a whole. The best way I can describe Jump Showdown is that it is the Megami Fushiguro of Battlegrounds games. What's it mean? What's it mean? Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? Was it me? Was it me? As a person who has seen behind the scenes of this game, I can personally tell you that there is so much going into this game that it's starting to literally push the boundaries of what really can be considered a Battlegrounds game. So many ideas are in the works of this game that I unfortunately cannot share all of what's going on behind the scenes right now. But remember what I said about custom game modes before? This game also has a full-on lore being built into it and an overarching story around it as well. When this game is ultimately finished and all the related projects tied to it are wrapped up, I feel it'll stand towards the top as one of the greatest Battlegrounds games there is. Now, this might solely be because the community is based around that of a YouTuber, but the community of Jump Showdown is actually pretty great. The community is filled with actually genuinely funny and kind people who are more than welcome to step up to bat for each other. That's a note is a vitamin tetto. Vitamin tetto. Vitamin. The devs also encourage the finding of unique and long combos. Someone finds a unique overpowered combo, the devs won't patch it, and instead they'll congratulate you on finding it. This in turn breeds a healthy environment where experimenting is encouraged. Overall, I feel this in general might be the best multiversal Battlegrounds game that's being worked on. Looking at you, Realm Rampage. Now on to some downsides. Like I said, I am the head of staff here, so I'm a bit biased towards this game, but I am not blind to the problems with it. Well,
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
firstly, I feel it's way too unfinished. It feels like the game was released under pressure from the community, and the dev team had no choice but to cave. There were a large amount of bugs on release, and the combat system was near unplayable. Hitboxes would not register correctly, players would become invincible, players could get stuck in death animations, you could glitch through walls, you name it. Loading into the game takes full-on minutes sometimes, which is kind of unacceptable for a quick experience you're trying to enjoy. It makes you wonder if the playtesters of this game even did any work on it at all with the amount of bugs that were found upon release. Or was it just the fault of it being rushed out? Not to mention, the game only features one fully finished character and 3 unfinished ones. Now what we do have is great. Gojo's animations overall are wonderful and his playstyle feels natural and unique, and what I'm seeing of Kratos and Accelerator both look wonderful. However, it just feels that this game should have been left in the oven a little longer before it was released. The map itself is dreadful to play on. It feels weird and soulless. The whole look of the map is a gross color, and it feels like you're playing in a polluted field in the middle of Nevada. The different inclines ruin combos, and the empty, endless trees feel lazy. The devs have acknowledged this, though, and they started working on a new map that is set to release soon, but I feel a bit more input should have been put into this one before I was given the final check. Overall, I feel Jump Showdown has a ton of potential as a project that's just being pushed out too fast, too quickly. I feel a majority of the issues are a result of rushed development and community pressure. If development was left to work a little longer, I feel like the game would have had an amazing release. All in all, though, I can't wait to see where this project goes and what the people working on it will do next. As it currently stands, I mainly recommend people to play Jump Showdown as a sort of silly game to have fun with your friends in, rather than a game to devote tons of time and effort into mastering. She's been lobotomized. Now's our chance. Well. Get her. Sit down. Now, You want to talk animations? Oh, we got animations. That's about all we got, but we got 'em. Welcome to Heroes Battlegrounds, the game whose developers should be working for an actual company and not on Roblox games. This game is the next on our list, and we're going in deep. Firstly, like I mentioned earlier, the animations in this game were full-on studio level. Like the people working on it should be animating the next Disney movie. Like these are full-on cinema. Like, you gotta admit that was hot, right? Some other major upsides is the boss of this game is really interesting, and the way they add new concept or make old characters also provides new life to old concepts to show that they haven't been abandoned and that they're always looking to improve. I gotta add props to the map in this game as well. It looks like you're in a free-for-all tournament and the whole world is watching, which is a perfect setting for something like this and something that would actually fit in My Hero Academia itself. The little Easter eggs around the map are really fun as well. Gojo giving you infinity, the villain hideout, the subway with artwork, it's all really fun. Guys, there's 2 vitamins. There's a weird lack of bugs in this game too. I think in my entire time of playing, I really only found 1 bug in the entire game. It just feels polished overall. That's about where my praise ends, though. To me, it feels more like the developers put more effort on making a movie than the actual game. The gameplay is not great. The dashes feel like you're slipping on mud, and the attacks all feel like they're tailored to specific scenarios. So much so that it's hard to build combos off of unless you spend days upon days on this game. The Awakenings also feel way too overpowered. Giving everyone an Awakening with multiple dashes that you cannot punish was certainly a choice. It makes playing against someone who's using an Awakening feel more like a roll of a dice than a set match of stakes, even if you're using your own Awakening too. Some characters' Awakenings are also vastly more overpowered than others. It makes the entire experience feel really unbalanced and like fights are more of a toss-up than a test of skill. All in all, it feels like the creators of this game are more so a fan of theatrics and animation than ones who want to make an actual game. It's like the game was made by the animators instead of the actual people who made the gameplay. Now let's look at a game that's a sort of balance between all of these concepts. That's right, baby, you know what time it is. Legends Battlegrounds.
All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. Somebody help me, 'cause I'm feeling trapped and I don't know what to do. There's no one to save me from this hurt I feel deep within my bones. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. So how can I fix this? 'Cause I need to stop the aching in my head. My heart is breaking. Yeah, I'm tired of being stuck in the past. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. The reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted.
This game is what I want a Battlegrounds to look and feel like. It feels like the perfect balance of an actual game mixed with actual jaw-dropping animations. It feels like the people who made these impact animations are about to get snatched up by Mappa. Like, I pray for y'all souls. Not only that, but the gameplay feels so natural. This game makes you feel like you're a ninja in a stick fight animation. All the attacks and moves are so flashy and all the hits feel like they carry so much weight. Pulling off a really good combo in this game makes you feel like you can do anything. Don't even get me started on the awakenings. It just all feels so good to play. How you doing? I'm being hurt. Each attack also has so much movement ingrained to it that you actually feel like you're utilizing the entire game and not just confining your fight to one corner. This is another one of those games where there is an astonishing lack of bugs and it just works so well. It just feels so polished overall. It feels like this game took the groundwork for gameplay that the Strongest Battlegrounds created and is fully realizing what it can be. I cannot wait to see what is all in store for this game when there's more characters and events involved. But again, nothing is perfect. Are we for real, dude? Oh, man. Welcome to Battlegrounds games. You randomly get teamed on with an ult out of nowhere. Some things I don't really like about this game is the map is very, very basic. There's not a lot here. There's one destructible building, some trees, a tunnel, and an empty arena. I feel maybe a few extra buildings and some scenery would do the game very well, instead of just being stuck in the maze from Maze Runner. Maybe some crowd stands above the walls to make it look like you're being watched by an audience, perhaps some extra buildings or greenery. You could make the atmosphere red to match the animation some of the characters are based off of. I feel like all these things would give this game some more life. A lot of the characters, when they are just released and are in the early access phase, are vastly unbalanced, easily being the strongest characters in the game. Shinji full-on had an infinite combo with only 2 moves that you could abuse and still has several 100% combos today that are stupid easy to learn. From my understanding, Jun was also a similar case when he was in early access. There also really isn't a ton of room to punish in this game. There are some moments, yes, but it more so feels like once you get caught into a combo, that's it. That's the fight. There's nothing you can do. I think she is crashing out. She might be crashing out. She might be. She might be crashing out. Just might be. Just might be. She just might be crashing out. Just might be. Maybe that's intended to make the game feel more cinematic, but I feel like a fair bit of opportunities or tools to punish would help this game a lot. This game also suffers from the awakenings are way too overpowered disease. Both finished characters in this game have one-shot kills on their awakenings, and it ruins any tension in a fight once an awakening is popped. One of the characters in it has 2. This in turn makes the game feel less like a constant back and forth shifting of ever-imbalancing scales, and more so a race of who can get their awakening first and in the fight. Done. Oh, he's dead. I hit him too hard. I hit him too hard, chat. Chat, I hit him too hard. That's a shame. I hit him too hard. He's dead. He's dead. All in all, I feel this game is the best there is out there right now, and I have very little major complaints about it. Really, if I am playing a Battlegrounds game, this is most likely the one I am playing. Now, I may have lied a little bit in the intro. One of these games is technically not a Battlegrounds game, but I feel it has a similar sort of tone to it. I know, I'm sorry. Don't be mean to me, please. Welcome to Project Power. You want to be a superhero? No? Well, too bad, because you're going to learn. Now, this game is still in a demo phase, so some things about it are a little arbitrary. Think, Matt. Think. This game obviously takes a lot of inspiration from the show Invincible, but I think that's fine. Invincible as a show plays with its environment in a unique and interesting way, and I feel like this game captures that really well. This game makes you feel like a Viltrumite, or like Superman himself as you fly at speeds that break the sound barrier, punch people through the atmosphere, and slam people into buildings. The destruction in this game is really satisfying as well. It can be a bit boogie at times, as buildings just refuse to break, but flying your opponent from the ceiling of a building down to the ground floor just makes you feel unstoppable. It's pretty unforgiving on the brutality itself as well. Your character gradually gets more and more covered in blood the more fights you're in, which I know kinda sounds like that one SpongeBob Kitty Ride video, but for a Roblox game, that's a pretty unique thing to have. Now on to some downsides. The game is way too rudimentary. There's not enough in the game at the moment. I feel like it's more a game you can sit down and play for 10 minutes to find something to do, rather than a full-fledged experience to spend hours of your day on. The combat is very basic, and fights only last a couple of seconds. I think in the future I'd like to see more in-depth attacks. Maybe some beams that you can shoot out at your opponent. I feel adding an ultimate system to the game would also help liven it up. Maybe some attacks act as a sort of nuke that just level all the buildings on the map, fully take advantage of the destructible environment. A main problem with the combat being basic is it is very easy to abuse. I found that spamming punch at your opponent kinda has no downsides and just results in you winning the fight no matter what. Your opponent has nothing else they can do about it. The map is way too small. I feel like a lot of fights take place outside the boundaries of the map, and I have to keep hitting people back into the map itself, so we're not just fighting in a void. All in all, these Battlegrounds games are nothing revolutionary. They're more so fun little experiences to enjoy for a couple hours with friends. Maybe you're just getting off a hectic day at work and you need to blow off some steam, or you're looking for something just to pass the time, then these games can definitely help fill that void. Before we finish though, let's move on to something that plagues these games like no other. This deserves its own section because I feel it's such a major issue across these games that it actively ruins the experience of playing them.
Why did she die? What happened?
I mean, even though recording this footage, one of my friends crashed a total of 10 times, and I'm not even exaggerating. Because most of these games are ping-based, it results in them being very, very lag-heavy. Really only Legends Battlegrounds doesn't have this issue. I find every other game on this list does.
I tend to lag a bit, guys. I don't know why.
For some reason, lag affects these games very heavily and can make them vastly unplayable when it gets bad enough. When a game's so focused on timing, experiences delay, then it kinda ruins the fun. I've seen players full-on teleport across the map due to lag. I've had full-on combos get ruined due to lag. I've seen people fly through the air due to lag. I've seen people suddenly just randomly die due to lag. Mix all this with these games having no anti-cheat, then it's very easy to get to the point that playing these games becomes more of a chore than a way to let loose. Now, some games do handle this issue better than others, of course. There are proven ways to get around it, as evident with Legends Battlegrounds having very little to no lag, at least for me. I just feel that this is a major issue that needs to be resolved before these games can fully call themselves a unique and fun game.
What cursed?
Overall, these experiences can be fun, but that's really all they are. They're just quick little experiences to waste your time in. If you're going into them expecting the best gaming session of your life, then you're going to be vastly disappointed. However, if you're going into them just to let loose and have a little fun with friends, then I feel like you'll enjoy them a lot more. Alright, enough yapping. Alright, listen. This video took way too long to make, and I spent around 10 hours per day working on these things. Most of the time working well into the night. But that's because I want this channel to be filled not just with slop garbage, but quality slop garbage. So I just ask for your forgiveness for any future wait on videos. That being said, if you wish to support my endeavors of potentially making this my full-time job, then I kindly ask that you please like and subscribe. It helps a ton, and I've got a ton of ideas for projects in the future, and I want to share them all with you. Of course, all the games I covered in this video are in the description. This video and all my other videos have a lot of work put into them, and I hope I've done enough to earn your appreciation for it. Thank you again to everyone who supported me. I totally didn't have multiple mental breakdowns while setting this channel up. Anyways, more insane, unintelligible content beyond your comprehension to come. And with that, I hope you all have a very KJ serious punch. Or something like that, whatever, just pass me a drink.